65% of American households play video games.
I don't have an addiction now with video games, but I used to when I was a kid. But I guess you don't really think of it that you're addicted, but
I actually try to stay away from it because there's a lot of other stuff that I think needs my attention.
My name's Tyler Wilson. I'm 26 years old. I just graduated from San Diego State University. Actually only played one video game called Counter-Strike for about 13 years and was widely known throughout the international gaming and the national gaming scene for that one game. I would probably play Counter-Strike from when the time I got home from school, about 5 p.m., probably till about 2 a.m. At one point I think I felt addicted, but I always had to have my other things done before I could play for that long. So my parents would probably say I was addicted. I'd probably say I was addicted, but I always had my other affairs in order before I played. Some friends that I had, it affected their life because they were playing for so many hours, and some of them didn't have good grades in school and didn't spend time doing other things, and they got into smoking marijuana, and then that led to them smoking and playing the game all the time, and they were basically just spent their teenage years just playing games and smoking weed. I think it started when I was really little. I think I was about 13 years old, 12 or 13 years old, and then I think I stopped about 4 or 5 years ago. So when I was 22, so I played for about 10, 11 years. I wouldn't play very much on the weekends because I had other stuff to do and friends wanted to go do other things, so I didn't play so much during the weekends. But during the week, Monday through Friday, I probably played 6 hours a day, so maybe 20 to 5 hours a week. The time could have been spent doing better things, obviously. I mean, it's very real. There's stories in newspapers all the time about kids in China playing the game for 36 hours straight, and they don't eat, and then they just die. And I mean, I've read a couple articles on kids just trying to play for as many hours as they can to stay awake, and they end up dying, or they end up going to the hospital, or something ends up happening to them. So, I mean, in cultures where it's a lot of money can be made playing video games, especially in other countries like China and in Europe, the kids want to play 12 hours straight every day. So, I mean, it's definitely real. There's a lot of articles showing that too. Because one takes a lot of work, and one's much easier to do socially. As in, you can sit behind a computer and act a different way than having to act, yourself in front of other people, because there's a fear of rejection, I'm sure. If you get rejected in real life in a social setting, you feel terrible. But if you're on a computer, you can just, switch your screen name.
I honestly wouldn't want to stop playing video games, or I would like to start up and play. I would want to play video games all day and watch movies all day and do nothing all day. I don't want to work. I don't want to do house chores. I don't want to do anything. But if I do, I'll start to eat pizza, and I'll drink liters of Coke and candy, and I'll sit there all day, and I'll just get fatter and fatter. And I'm already fat as it is. So sitting down all day isn't going to do me any good, but I would prefer to play games all day. I never really think of it as an addiction, but I always gave my video game consoles to my cousin who really couldn't afford them. So when I bought a new one, I gave him my stuff. So this was when I was in high school and he was like in 8th grade or whatever. I actually gave him a console that's actually worth money now, the Dreamcast. That was a big deal back in the day, and a lot of people loved it. So I gave him that, and he's totally into video games now, and he's in college now, and I see him online, and he's online for like 10 hours a day. So what makes me want to play video games is just that they really get better and better and better. So it kind of seems silly that I would only play the games when I was younger. I mean, that's what keeps you addicted, is that it gets better. It's not the same thing over and over again.
I remember my first video game system was a Nintendo Game Boy, like when I was, oh man, I was pretty young. But would play like Super Mario all the time. Mom would get on me because I shouldn't be playing that long. I don't know how much I would play, but you know, my mom would always be like, turn that game off or whatever. I guess it's like to me, people who are addicted to video games, I guess, I mean, that's kind of their thing, but I view it as kind of like anything else. You just need to find a balance with it. You know, if it's actually literally a detriment to you or like your social life or whatever, like it's obviously not good. But you know, it's all about finding a balance.